Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. I like to greet all my Facebook friends, family friends with the greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum. Once again, family, this is my second take on the Black Amnesia show. I want to talk about a few things this evening. First of all, I want to say I want to wish everybody a happy new year. This is the last day of 2019. We're going into a new millennium. Well, we're going to a new decade, excuse me. And I want to wish everybody a happy new year. As you know, I want to talk about some current events. As you know, the United States had airstrikes on Iraq and Syria. And once again, I must tell you that the international bankers' goal for 45 is to again take control of Syria and eventually Iran, declare war on these Islamic states or countries, and that is the ultimate goal. Now, you would think that after the impeachment, that would be the main focal point of this administration, or them dealing with the impeachment process and all this kind of stuff going on with them and with the Republicans and the Democrats, or with 45 and the Democrats. Well, like I told y'all, man, these are smoke screens. It doesn't have anything to really do with black folks, and we continue to see this play out. So again, airstrikes were taken yesterday, early this morning, and they say they are going to continue. They say ISIS is involved with it. They've taken credit for the United States Embassy in Iraq, which got attacked yesterday, and so they're like it's going on, man. It's going down, and it goes back to what I had said almost 3 years ago when 45 got selected to be in the White House, that the bankers had selected this man to go to war with Iran and Syria. And eventually, again, Iran is still on the table. This man's got 1 year left. If he makes good, he could be reselected. And I didn't say re-elected, I said reselected. So I want to make sure I'm using the words right. You know what I'm saying? And so I know most of you saying, well, no, we had a presidential election. You did have a presidential election in 2016. You had Hillary having majority of the votes, and you had this man having less votes, or supposedly more of the electoral vote. To this day, most people still don't know how the electoral vote works. I believe it's still here for a way of the powers that be to select your presidents, used as a measurement or as a means to select their presidents. I've always said that, and I still believe that to this day. But anyway, we can see that the United States, through the representation of 45, has got airstrikes going on as we speak. Also, I want to talk about the church shooting down there in Texas. For years, people used to make fun of the Nation of Islam. When we let them come in our mosques, we have to search them, and black folks were like, well, I think that's crazy to be searching folks coming in your house of worship and everything. Well, most Christians don't think that now. They've got a different perspective about people coming into their place of worship to do service. They're thinking real twice about searching. And they've got some churches have got metal detectors, and they've got security in place. And you would think that, this was something like 40, 50, 60 years ago when the messenger, was on the scene. And, again, people would come to the mosque. They would, y'all search people, and men search men, women search women. They thought that was like crazy. Like, well, they don't think that anymore, especially now that people coming in and getting murdered in churches. Like, that devil, he went into that black church a couple of years ago and killed at least 9 of their members. And of course, they've had many shootings in Texas. They had one earlier this year and even last year. So Texas seemed to be notorious for folks want to go in and shoot up people in that particular state. Not to say that it's the only state that has happened, but it seems to be the most frequent occurrences as of late. People getting shot in churches down there in Texas. Yeah. So again, getting back to the U.S. airstrikes on Syria and Iraq, and like I said, man, the international bankers are banking on their deposit. They're banking on what they put down. And so far, man, this guy is he's doing airstrikes. I won't be surprised again before long if they make a move on Iran. But we, stay tuned. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. And like I said, I wouldn't be shocked. But it is what it is. But anyway, I just want to say Happy New Year. Well, this is still 2019, but it'll be 2020 by the time most of you hear this recording on YouTube on the Black Amnesia show. I want to say Happy New Year to everybody up in Cleveland, Ohio, of course. I want to say Happy New Year to all Tennessee State alumni. I also want to say Happy New Year to those folks down in Atlanta, Georgia, all those people I know in Atlanta, Georgia, and everything. So Happy New Year to everyone, all my people that see me on Facebook, all my Facebook friends that see me on Facebook. Of course, I'm here on YouTube, but I want to say those who are on my Facebook family, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope that the things that I'm going to be talking about on this channel are going to be enlightening to you, and at least give you some information that you may or may not have heard or know. You know what I'm saying? So those are things that I want to do on this channel. But I'm not going to stay long on this particular second edition of my show. Have an engagement, so I'm not going to stay long. But anyway, I just wanted to say that as we go into 2020, of course that's going to be an election year, and again, the agenda is to have black reparations for black folks. That's the black agenda that most of us foundational black Americans, we want that. And that is the criteria that we're standing for in order to get our vote. If any of these candidates who are running for United States, presidents of the United States, and they don't think that that's a serious issue or something that they want to put on the forefront, then they're not going to get our vote. And I don't care how you feel about 45 or whoever else will be in office. If you don't choose to recognize that our vote is essential and that we have an agenda, and you're not going to just take our votes like you've done in the past. I'm referring to the Democrat Party, and take our votes for granted and say the hell with us, just to give me your vote. No, we're not working like that anymore. You're going to put some tangibles down with the vote. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some concessions in store for us to be able to get that vote. So if you're not willing to do that, then those in the foundational Black Americans conscious community, you're not going to get our vote. We're going to just sit by and watch this thing go down, because as far as I'm concerned, Now like 45, he's just another white man in the White House. And you know, if you don't have an agenda for us, then you're not getting our vote. Now, most of you might say, well, Sean, that's a racist thing to say. You know, how could you say just a black agenda? You know, there are other nationalities and that make up America, that make up the United States citizens. That's true, there are. But those particular organizations or groups or ethnic groups, they have received benefits, they're receiving benefits, they're receiving rights, they're receiving things that they need in their communities. We, referring to foundational black Americans here in America, we're not receiving our rights. There's no representation for us. We have none. And so this is why we're blowing the trumpet and we're beating the drums. So, you know, for those who would say that, you know, you're being divisive, or you're being, you sound like a racist or this type of thing. No. This is strategic. This is strategy for those who, in certain communities, seek to have equal rights and equal opportunities in this country. And that has not happened. That is not happening now. That's why brothers like myself choose to get on social media, YouTube, and voice my opinion about this. You know, saying, you know, and those, you know, you're not, like I said, on this station, all of you are not going to agree with what I have to say. But I hope you listen and understand that what I'm saying is coming from the heart. It's sincere. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is not something that, you know, I thought about yesterday. Hell, this has been going on forever. You know what I'm saying? And so people like myself, we've been living in this country. We work, we pay taxes, we live. We've seen a lot of things. You know, I'm 50 plus, and you know, I've seen a lot of things in this country. And one thing that I continue to see is racism, discrimination. I continue to see that. You know, I continue to see white supremacy that controls everything and dictates how a person can live in this country, or how they're going to try to force a person to live in this country. You know what I'm saying? And so, no, I'm not going to be controlled by the narrative of saying, you know, you just go along to get along. That's just not going to that's not going to work for brothers like myself. And so there are others out there who feel the same way. And there's some who don't. You know, they're just like, hey, you know, can't we all just get along? Yeah, it would be good if we all could just get along. But that's not the reality. We you know, we talking about the real. You know what I'm saying? We live in, it's a real world, and there are real issues. And again, this channel is talking about, it's titled Black Amnesia. And again, it's about those who are forgetting about black issues. So, you know, the dominant society who control things, they got amnesia in terms about what black folks have done in this country. Some black folks have got amnesia about what state black folks, foundational black people have done in this country. And so again, this is the argument, and it will continue to be the issue until something is done about it. And so anyway, family, I'm going to get out of here, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. And if you do, just hit the like buttons. And I appreciate your interest. And I'll greet you as I came with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.